Not just to win your fights, but also to entertain?
Absolutely. Any fighter in general would think their main objective is to make the audience go home and let them know they had witnessed something that was incredibly special.
Welcome back to the Big Fight Recap here on BLTV Classic.
If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
Yo, Tyson, what do you mean? If he's not dead, it don't count.
Today's video,
It don't count to what? That you won or what?
look back at the night a prime
Or that you're a bad person?
Ready Iron Mike took on the son of a heavyweight boxing legend.
With my pop in my corner, I don't see any way that I can lose.
Something about this occasion made Tyson extremely enraged, exasperated, and eager to close the show as
I mean, you are challenging him. You are challenging him. So you're gonna bring the beast out of him. What do you expect though? With my pops in my, I don't see why I cannot. And let me see.
quickly as possible. Let's take a look. By the fall of '86, the Tyson hype train was back to full throttle after his impeccable one-round annihilation job over fellow contender Reggie Gross.
That it's very difficult.
When he said that, he's basically saying he's not going to lose, so obviously gonna make some that man the furious. What did he actually expect? What did he expect? Him not bring his A game? What do you expect?
With a kid who throws hydrogen bombs to get him experience.
To this point, Team Tyson was still matching their prodigy relatively lightly, despite every boxing fan, including Mike himself, convinced he had the tools to mix it up with the current champions in the heavyweight division.
I'm starting to think that you're unstoppable. Do you feel that you're the best heavyweight in the world, that you can step in with anybody right now?
I feel I am the best fighter in the world right now.
Watching a fighter as brilliant as Mike Tyson being steered away from a title shot was frustrating for the boxing community. Yet, in retrospect, his managers, Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton, were not only aiding Mike in building an impressive unbeaten record, they were, more importantly, ensuring the development of a raw young talent that, once he secured his title shot, was the complete finished article.
I'm the leader. I look everything over carefully, and then I send him in to do the job.
The former Hall of Fame legendary heavyweight champion Joe Frazier, who famously beat the previously unbeaten Muhammad Ali in 1971's Fight of the Century, took an entirely against-the-grain approach as to how a fighter should be developed during his managerial years post-retirement.
I'm not in charge, you know. If they say fight King Kong, I'm ready. All I have to do is get my body in condition and my mind and spirit, and I'm ready.
Smokin' Joe had the
Frazier done he beat Muhammad? I didn't know that. I just knew about it right now.
attitude, if you're going to be a journeyman boxer, there's no point in beating around the bush. As
I mean, he's proof of you put your mind into something, you're gonna get it done. Put your mind into something, you'll get it.
the fighters he trained, such as James Schuler, Burt Cooper, and son Marvis, quickly found out once they were under his tutelage.
If I couldn't train these boys or I couldn't live with these boys, I'd be the first guy to get the hell out the way.
Marvis embraced his father's philosophy, where after a very brief amateur career, he began fighting legitimate top contenders inside his first 10 fights as a
Now
pro.
against Sowski as he backs him into the ropes above us. Two lefts and a right hand, all by Marvis Frazier, all score.
Marvis beat Steve Zuski, James Broad, and Joe Buckner in his first few fights. In doing so, he never looked like a world beater, more so a man determined to at least fill a sliver of his father's boots. Joe pushed his son to the complete deep end in 1983, having Marvis face off with the #1 heavyweight in the world, Larry Holmes, who at the time had a record of 44-0.
Atlantic City, he didn't have him down.
As many experts predicted, the fight was a complete
What did I say, Spartans? If you want to let them know not to mess with you ever again, give him a punch straight to the nose. Straight to the nose, Spartans. Straight to the nose. Give it to him, straight to the nose. He's gonna remember you.
mismatch, and Larry made sure every spectator at ringside, including Marvis's father, knew about it.
I've always been telling you all this, Spartans. I've always been telling you all this. For the day.
Joe never lost faith in his son, though, pushing him even harder in the direct aftermath, where Marvis regained momentum with impressive wins over Quick Tillis and Bone Crusher Smith. Whether the Fraziers genuinely felt they were ready for Tyson or not, Marvis's ranking among the sanctioning bodies put him in the direct firing line of the most devastating contender in world boxing.
Now entering the ring, the local favorite, trains and lives in Catskill, New York. Mike Tyson entering as the Warrior.
Tyson met Frazier at the Civic Center in Glens Falls, New York in July 1986. Tyson paced up and down the ring during the introductions, angry and eager to one-up what Holmes did a couple of years prior. He later admitted that he was scared, but wanted to project his fear onto Marvis, who, by the looks of things, had the exact same idea.
3 judges, the referee does not score, scoring on the round system, supplemental 4-point scoring system if the rounds wind up even, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Tyson comes out slugging. Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt. Frazier is down. Joe Cortez moves in to have a look, and he's going to stop the fight.
Frazier became Tyson's fastest ever victim, out on his feet, absorbing devastating power punches that left him slumped in the corner inside 30 seconds.
Marvis is badly hurt at this point. Uppercut again, and there Marvis is out on his feet. Everything after this is just incidental.
Uppercut is cool. Uppercut is cool, but I'm the type of man that like the straight punch straight to the nose. You know what I mean? Spartan, as your leader, I'd advise y'all to go for the straight punch to the nose. You know what I mean? Uppercut, when he blocked the nose, that's when you come up with the uppercut. You feel me? The uppercut is only when he blocked the nose. It's the nose. If the nose is free, go straight for the nose. You know what I mean? If it's not free, go for the uppercut. After you go for the uppercut, the nose is going to be free, and you go hit it straight to the nose. You understand this pattern? It's good.
It took a while for Tyson to calm down, pumped up after his, on paper, best win to date. But once he did, he sent a chilling message to the current champions.
And I came out and I was confident. I knew the fight. I felt it deep in my heart. I was going to stop him in the first round.
In your mind, if your managers Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton and your trainer Kevin Rooney came to you and said, Mike, we think you're ready for a title shot tomorrow, would you agree with them at this point?
Most definitely. Anytime if my manager and my trainer feel that I'm confident and they're willing to put me in a title and they're sure I could be the champion, I'm sure I could beat them also.
Of the 3 champions, who would you like to fight and why?
Fight anybody my trainer put me in with, because I'm confident I could beat any fighter in the world.
With only 21 fights to his name, Marvis Frazier hung up the gloves for good, proud of what he achieved in such a short amount of time. I'd personally never blame Joe for Marvis's career trajectory. On paper, it looks naive, but the truth is he had unconditional love for his son, and I think both were just living a bit of a delusion regarding his potential. Marvis has kept a low profile since...
Say, illusion? Regarding his potential? This made them throwing shots now? An illusion. Yo, this man them BLTV throwing shots.
Retirement. But in this interview from a few years ago, he admits that trying to follow in his father's footsteps was always going to be a near impossible task.
I feel to stand in the shadow of Joe Frazier, and to me, I always thought I was standing in the light because it's a great legacy. You know, my father could have been, a drug dealer. He could have been in prison. He could be a bum on the streets on Skid Row. But my dad is smoking Joe Frazier.
It's done. Holla at y'all, man. Them spotters stay